Hello lovely people. Today I'm going to answer the burning question of probably some people in this world. It is, what do you need to quilt? Because I've told you what a quilt is, I've told you why quilting matters, I told you the different parts of a quilt, so now you probably want to know how you can start making your own. Well, it's very simple. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things. I probably forgot something, but these 10 will start you. The first thing I always use to quilt is some graph paper. Any kind will do. I prefer graph paper because it has blocks and I use it to draw patterns. For example, the lap quilt sampler to save the world. And also I use graph paper to draw my template pieces, as you can see here, which will be the base of your quilting blocks. So graph paper is the first thing you need. Another thing you need is carton. You use the carton to make stronger templates than from graph paper. That's basically it. Another thing you obviously need in that case is a pen or pencil to draw your quilt patterns. Yeah, I'm sounding obvious, but I want to be complete. I don't want to be like, I once had a class where I forgot to bring a pin cushion because it's too obvious for me that you need one. But if you go quilt somewhere else, you need to bring everything. So I am making a list of all the materials so I don't forget anything that I have discarded as common knowledge, which it isn't. So, as I said, one of the things you also need, now you don't need it, but it's very handy, is a pin cushion or another way to carry your pins. I use this ball with a magnet underneath, so they stay. A pin cushion, there is a bonus class in A Taste of Quilting where you learn how to make a Biscorno pin cushion. This is my dog. I got it for free, a patent somewhere with an embroidery magazine. Talking about the pin cushion, there's another thing I usually store in it, which you also need for quilting, which is the needle. And usually I put a needle like this in the pin cushion, so it doesn't disappear, because a needle is supposed to go through fabric. So if you put it in your pin cushion, there's a chance that it will be absorbed. With pins you don't have that worry because they have a hat like this. Another thing you need for sewing is thread. And again, this is a very obvious video, but you don't want to forget something when you go on holiday. Thread. Use any color you want. Second-hand sewing fabric is okay, but a sewing machine is usually a bit more picky on threads you use. It really depends on the sewing machine as well. If you use second-hand thread, test slightly doing this, and if it doesn't break, the thread is still fine. Second-hand is fine in that case. And usually I just get donated a lot, because lots of people have grandmothers and stuff like that who don't sew anymore, unfortunately, and then I get the stuff. Pick a color you like, or a color you can find. Another thing you need is scissors. If you have fabric scissors, be careful to not use it for other stuff because it will become blunt quickly. So that's why you can also get normal scissors. And if you want to be fancy, embroidery scissors. And an extra thing you can also consider is measuring tape. So you know for sure you can measure the distances of your pattern. These are the tools, these are all the tools we call notions you need to quilt. Notions are basically the materials, the tools you use to quilt, such as needle and stuff. Now I'm going to talk about the materials you need for quilting, which, among things, can be scrap fabric you get from a random old lady. I've never met her, but through a friend of mine, I got scraps from a lady who doesn't quilt anymore. That's very suitable for quilting. Also leftovers from sewing clothes and stuff like that, pardon. But being the sustainable quilter, I also quilt and teach you how to quilt with old clothes. So you can use a shirt you don't wear anymore. I've never worn this shirt, but I got it donated from somebody who doesn't wear it anymore. You can use pants, very suitable. And any kind of clothes, shirts are also an option, and any kind of second-hand fabrics you find. Because in Sustainable Quilt College I teach you and inspire you to quilt with not new materials, because it's better for the environment. And the last part of quilt I want to talk about is the batting. I knew you were going to say it. The batting I also upcycle. You can buy it in quilting shops, but it's a little bit expensive and hard to find when quilting is not common in your country. So for batting, I usually use a towel or a sweater that is not worn anymore, or you can use old fleece blankets. All of them are suitable for quilts. If you use wool as a filling, it's warmer and more insulating, however you want to call it. Fleece blankets are usually easier to get because they're cheaper. And it depends on the project that I use. I have a video about that in the A Taste of Quilting quilt along I did. I'll link to it in the comments. This is all the tools you need. I hope you get excited about the idea of starting to quilt. You can do so by subscribing to Quilt College, or by first trying the email course for beginners where you make a memory quilt. All of it you can find on kickassquilts.org. I invite you to give quilting a try. Now you've seen that you probably already have all the materials. And I want to wish you a very nice day, and society's trash will be your treasure.